Peace and love, family. Welcome to another Truth to Power Talk with your sister, Dr. Maat. Before we get tonight's discussion started, family, you know I have a few announcements. Make sure you head on over to MELTREK365.com and get MELTREK episode 3. We just released it in May, and this is going to be a 3-part series, kind of a mini series for this particular topic. We're dealing with the Ma'afa, right? Exploring the Ma'afa, part 1, the arrival of the Portuguese. And so we're teaching young children about the origins of European enslavement and colonization of African people. And so, family, make sure that you go to MELTREK365.com. You can get the digital copy or you can get a physical copy, the DVD. And yes, people still are buying DVDs. And so I'm going to play the trailer and then I'll be right back.
There are many films about slavery told through foreign lenses. Now witness the full story from an African perspective. How did slavery in Africa begin? Who were the major players? Who resisted? Learn the answers and much more in MELTREK, Exploring the Ma'afa, Part 1, the arrival of the Portuguese.
Family, I know it says come in 2022, but family, I promise you, and let me get this off of the screen. I promise you, man, it's out now. You can head right on over to MELTREK365.com. See, MELTREK teaches children Black history from a Black perspective. You already know they're banning books right now, taking books out of the public food system. I'm sorry, the public school system. They're taking it out, taking Black history books out. They're banning curricula on Black history. So guess what? White folks are going to do their thing. We got to do ours. And that's to make sure. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, okay. Something else was playing. But anyway, we got to make sure, family, that we teach our children our history. So head on over to MELTREK365.com. I'm going to drop this link in the chat, family. And you come here, like I said, you can scroll down. You see what people are saying. You can click on and download the digital copies. Okay, we have 3 episodes available. Make sure that you get them for your babies. And then also, family, I'm pleased to announce and shout out to the CAP Center at Morgan State University. They provided us with a $25,000 scholarship for the UACI Summer STEM Camp. And so even though we had 30 slots, they're all gone, but I did want to make the announcement, family, because I don't think I ever announced it, that the CAP Center did sponsor the camp this year. So it is free. And you see right here, you see the CAP Center front and center. You see their logo here from Morgan State University. So shout out to the CAP Center. All right, the camp is free this year. Okay, the children will be learning about Blacks and STEM, like our contributions to STEM, and also learning cybersecurity, artificial intelligence, and machine learning concepts. So if you miss this opportunity, family, make sure that you don't miss the next opportunity to get in this STEM camp. All right. And then last but not least, family, make sure that you get your son enrolled in the ASAFO training camp. You can head on over to asafocamp.com. This is a camp that focuses on manhood development in African-American boys between the ages of 12 and 14. Okay. This is a collaborative effort between Ed Enemy Productions, me, and PLM, the Urban Youth Initiative Project. And so I believe, family, we have 10 slots left. So I'm going to drop this link in the chat as well. Okay. And then I told you when I started the Asafo training camp 3 years ago, I said, we are going to produce a camp for Black girls. So look, family, it's here. The Agoji training camp, which focuses on womanhood development and Black girls. They learn about feminine hygiene, proper etiquette, they learn self-defense techniques. How do they defend themselves? Character development, critical thinking, CPR, first aid, you name, learning how to change a tire on a vehicle, you name it, these girls are going to be on it. I'm telling you, they're going to be exposed to it. So family, make sure that you get your girls, you get your young lady, get your daughter, your granddaughter, your niece, get them involved in the camp, get them enrolled in the camp. So I just dropped the link to both the camps, the Agoji, and I dropped the link in the chat to the Asafo. I'm going to drop the link to MELTREK365.com in the chat as well. So family, a lot of people, you always come to me, Dr. Maat, we talk about the problems all the time and not the solutions. Well, my team and I have a plethora of solutions. We have tools that are teaching your children Black history, tools that are going to prepare your children for a future in science, technology, engineering, and mathematics, tools that enrich their character and enhance their critical thinking skills. So you know what I'm asking the community to do? Support. That's it. That's all. All of these programs, you heard the magic word, they're all free. Free. We're not charging a dime for the Asafo camp. We're not charging a dime for the Agoji camp. We're not charging for the UACI Summer STEM camp. The only program that does cost is MELTREK. Why? Because thousands, and I'm talking about tens of thousands of dollars, go into creating those animations that teach Black history. So that is why. And asking $20 for an episode that we put so much into is a drop in the bucket compared to how much we put into that episode. So family, make sure that you head on over and that you do support. And so family, without further ado, I'm going to bring on, man, I love this man. I love him so much. Look, Mookie gonna get mad with me. He got mad. He said, you was hugging up on him at the buck breaking presentation. You was too close to him. But anyone who knows me know that I hold Lord Jamar in very high regard. I love him. I'm telling you, he's a hip-hop legend. He's a giant. And just a good person, right? Like when you listen to him and he talks about things, he's just an all-around great person and still connected heavily to the community. When you call him, he's there. If he can make it, he's there, you know, and he supports and he loves us. He loves all people, but he loves his people and we love him. And so without further ado, I'm getting ready to bring on, you know, they say, bring on the king, bring on the God, Lord Jamar.
Let's combat and fight back with MELTREK. The war of the minds, they want control of the masses. And Common Core, they dumb us down in the classes. Without knowledge, we can't gain access. Build with the elders, take notes and write classics. We keep whining on the block, how it's gonna stop? Let's start supporting our own, make their supply drop. We buy stocks, then we buy blocks. Cause we know the truth and we tuned in to dr.maat.msu.
A BB Fahodi, a BB to me, a BB Wan. Peace to all of my thinkers, truth seekers, and truth speakers. Welcome to another Truth to Power Talk with your sister, Dr. Maat. Thank you for joining another powerful discussion. And tonight, I have with me another powerful guest, but he is no stranger to the community, to the world. Lord Jamar. And I said Jamar, Lord Jamar. Peace and love to you, God.
Peace. How are you?
I'm doing fine. How about yourself?
I'm great.
You're great. I said, I'm so excited that you agreed to come on because I know your schedule is crazy. Like in the spring and the summer, you all be touring and performing and going places. So I was so happy. I said, Lord, they want to hear from you. My people want to hear from you. You said, okay.
Yeah,
you
my
said,
inbox crazy right now.
I already know.
Right now.
I already know. So that's why I say I just appreciate you taking time out of your schedule to be with us tonight. Family, take a moment out to thumb up this video. Thumb it up. Also share this video, family. We want to make sure we get a lot of people in these virtual seats. So make sure that you share this video. Also, family, make sure that you subscribe to my YouTube channel and hit the notification bell so that whenever I go live, you will be notified. And lastly, family, make sure that if you've missed any of my discussions, go back and watch the Truth to Power Talk playlist that I've created on my YouTube channel. All right. And I see the Maadian family, they coming in, Baba. I say Baba, little Jamar, they coming in. I see a lot of the Maadian crew coming in. So I see the Queen Mothers are here. Virgo Venom, I see you, Queen Mother. Rashamella, she's in the building. Brother John Lee, he said, is Lord Jamar here live? So he's in the chat. I see Riffa One is in the building. Peace and love, knowledge born. Allah, peace and love to you, God. New Black World Order. I see you, Baba Gregory. I see you. I see Black Light. I see Sister Kira. Peace and love to you. I see Zori Productions LLC. Peace and love to your family. But yeah, let's get these views up and let's get some more parts, some more butts in these virtual seats. So, God, you've been on the front line heavy these past. Well, first of all, you've always been on the front line. This is not new. You've always been on the front line. But I've been watching you. And you have been going at this foolishness. Folks are running around. And I remember you came on my platform like a year or two ago and you addressed it then. But for some reason, I know Brother Tariq Nasheed, and shout out to him. He just dropped this documentary called Microphone Check. And you're in the documentary. And it talks about the history of hip hop, the origins of hip hop. And you have a lot of the founding, fathers and mothers of hip hop, their founding members, right there in the documentary. You're in the documentary. And so a lot of our greats, a lot of our giants are in the documentary. But boy, when he dropped that, Lord Jamal's like it started a fire, like people are coming out of the woodworks. You got
it reignited a fire because the fire was kind of going prior to that. But just on the mention that this movie might be coming out, that's when a little fire started. And they tried to put it out or whatever. But then once the movie really came out, that's when it started to get crazy. That's when it started to get crazy.
And so that, and when we say that, we're hearing this thing, Puerto Ricans and Black people and Black Americans, Puerto Ricans and Jamaicans all were, founding fathers or mothers of hip hop. And so that's the thing that people have been pushing, and you've been pushing back, and you've been saying for years, nah, that's not accurate. It started in the Bronx. It was Black Americans. You kept saying, I even have a clip of you saying, what's wrong with loving a culture that Black people created? Like,
listen, I even got some people that'll say this started in the Bronx. Shit is debatable too. Okay, if we really want to get crazy and get controversial out this motherfucker, like KRS already corrected himself because he was screaming South Bronx, and he's like, well, to be historically, academically correct, it started in the West Bronx. Let's just say it started in the New York area. How about that? Okay. Like, I think that's more accurate, because there's some people in Queens and Brooklyn that'll say they never fucking been to the Bronx and they don't know nothing about Kool Herc. And they was listening to people like Grandmaster Flowers and shit like that. And that's actually who Grandmaster Flash got his name from. And Flowers is from Brooklyn. And these dudes had sound systems and all this fucking shit that they're talking about. Like, niggas introduced the sound system and all of that. Listen, even if I was to give somebody that, right? Let's just say, Jamaicans introduced the sound system. You know what that's equivalent to? That's like being equivalent to, well, you're the person that created the forceps that helped pull the baby out. You understand what I'm saying? You're the person that created the bed that the person who was having the baby laid on. You see, you're the person that, whatever. None of that makes you the mother or the father.
Right.
It might make you an important component to what's going on, but it doesn't give you parentage. The doctor, I'm willing to say that these people, that the Puerto Rican community and actually not the community, certain Puerto Rican individuals and Jamaican individuals were doctors in the birth of hip hop, meaning they helped with the birth. Isn't that an honorable thing? Don't people go to school for years to be a doctor? And when you walk out in the world, if somebody says, that's a doctor right there, aren't you proud?
Absolutely.
So why we got to push it further? Why the doctor is saying, no, I'm the father. Like you weren't there at conception. I'm sorry.
Right.
You weren't there at conception.
Right.
But yeah, you were there to help birth the baby. Thank you. We love you for that.
Right.
I'm always going to remember Dr. So-and-so, who delivered my baby. That's a special doctor. If I see that man, ooh, or woman,
right,
if I see that person, you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
I'm going to be, yo, you delivered my baby. Thank you. But God damn it, you have no rights when it comes to what school they go to, what kind of health care they receive, what kind of education, for the rest of their lives. That's none of your fucking business.
Come on.
Because you're not the parent.
You're not the parents. You're not the parents. But Lord Jamal, let me ask you this. I heard Tariq say something to the effect that the source first put out this the idea of like the 3 founding fathers of hip hop. I didn't remember the cover. I actually looked it up and saw the cover on Google. But could you expound on that whole idea of 3 founding fathers for hip hop?
Well, that's what I'm saying. When I think when the publications started coming into play, people like to they need a nice, neat little story. Like you don't want to have to jump around to all these boroughs and shit like that and research this one and that one. They're telling you it's 3 guys from the Bronx. That sounds great. You know what I mean? Let's go with that. Right. They're pretty prestigious in the hip hop community. You know what I mean? Herc, Bambaataa, and you know what I mean? And Grandmaster Flash. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Now they easily could have tried to throw somebody like Jazzy J in there, who is one of my mentors, and who was the real DJ for Africa Bambaataa. Like, besides Flash, Herc and Bambaataa are not good DJs. Like they're not like the ones, you know what I mean? Like these dudes are doing shit off beat and all kind of shit. Like the real DJs, especially for like Zulu Nation and shit like that, was like Jazzy J and Red Alert shit. Those right there. They was the real DJ, scratching and cutting, and shit was on beat, and you know what I mean?
Right.
Like they was the real DJ, but Bam had the record collection, and Herc had the, I guess the sound system. You know what I mean?
And so because of DJ Kool Herc, they're saying that was the Jamaican influence to hip hop because
he was a Jamaican individual. But what they failed to realize is that he wasn't living as a Jamaican individual. He was living as a Black American youth. All his tastes, all his influences were coming from us onto him. That's why he was playing a certain style of music that we liked. He didn't try to put us on to reggae and all this type of shit, because we'd have been like, get the fuck out of here. We're not fucking with that. Like, people don't understand the time that this happened. Like, we're coming right out of the Black Power, Black is Beautiful, Black arts movement. You see what I'm saying? And at that time, everybody was following us, what we were doing, what young Black teens were doing. White kids and Spanish kids alike. The term right on. Where'd you think that came from? That came from young Black teens. Power to the people. Every white people were saying that. Spanish people were saying that. Everybody was saying that. Because we, as always, we've always been the ones who projected culture, who everybody looked to us. What are the Black Americans doing? You know what I mean? Especially people of color all around the world. What are Black Americans doing? And let's do what they're doing. So how the fuck are we going to be during the height, the most pride? And first of all, breakdancing and all that, come on, it was first seen on like Soul Train in 1970. And like that's where we got a lot of our pride too. Is we had a national syndicated show that came on every week that topped
Yes.
even Dick Clark at the time. And see, people
Yes.
don't even know who Dick Clark is and the significance of who that is right now.
Enlighten us, God. Enlighten us. Enlighten us.
I mean, you know, Dick Clark had a TV show that played, you know, top music people of the day, but most of them were white. Like, you know what I mean? Like later on, he would have some black acts on there and shit like that. But it really catered to white artists and white children, and he'd have white kids in there dancing in the studio, and you know what I mean, trying to do the latest dances that they learned from black people. But it was big. It was on ABC, you know, and it came on every Saturday in the morning. But now here comes a black show, all black show with a black host and black children dancing. And because it was in Chicago, it didn't really, it didn't show any other type of ethnicities. It was just all black children. There were no Spanish children dancing on Soul Train, if you notice. So they were kind of excluded from that national notoriety that Soul Train gave the young black teen. And I think a little bit of, you know, a little bit of jealousy might have set in. Like, let's keep it real. Like, you know what I mean?
Right.
You know, and then eventually when hip hop came, they had an opportunity to like attach themselves to that and get some recognition that way that they didn't get when Soul Train was around. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
But no, in no shape, form, or fashion did they create graffiti and all of this. Like to me, and that's what I'm saying. Like I looked up who created the 5 elements of hip hop. It was Afrika Bambaataa. Like he just decided that there's 5 elements of hip hop. Like to me, hip hop is the music. And it's also, you know, when they say it's a culture, it's your energy. It's, you know, how you walk, talk, shit like that. But but when you say break dancing and graffiti and I wasn't there to, you know, to approve this. Like, you know what I mean? I feel like Bambaataa arbitrarily said there's 5 elements of hip hop. But see, here's where it bites them in the ass. One of the elements is knowledge, right? Let's get to it. So if one of the elements of knowledge, then we have to have correct knowledge. Yes, we have to have right knowledge. We don't want to have wrong knowledge. We don't want to deal with trick knowledge. We want to be right and exact with our knowledge, right? So if one of the hip hop tenets is knowledge, then why are you acting like me bringing knowledge to you is somehow being divisive and you know, I'm the fucking bad guy and shit, you know? I'll tell you what's divisive is trying to find your own little, you want your own little credit, that you want to be special and singled out. If we're all black, then we're all black. Let's celebrate this accomplishment together. But if you motherfuckers think you're going to come in here and get some separate accomplishment for just being present, and we never said you wasn't there, but that's all it was. Like you was there. Plenty of us, I've been to ball games. I was present. They won the game, but I didn't win. Like I don't get the trophy. Like I witnessed it. Like, but fucking relax. Like, and it's kind of, you know, it's ill the obsession that people have with our creation, like to want to control it and just, you know what I mean? And just
absolutely.
It's like, what is this obsession, this unnatural obsession to, by any means necessary, want to fucking take what's not yours? Like your appetite is bigger than what your portion is allotted. And I'm sorry that you're that hungry, because this shit is delicious. This hip hop shit is delicious. Fucking delicious. Everybody around the world is like, yo, this shit is delectable. But guess what? You have a portion, and that's all. That's your portion. Right. You know what I mean? And that's, I can't give you more than your portion, bro.
Well, let me ask you this, Lord Jamal. Do you feel like Do you feel like anti-black racism plays a part in this, or
Of course,
internalize? Okay, can you
of
build?
course.
Can you build on how you could see that?
People have a hard time understanding that music and a culture that they adore so much is created by a people that they look down upon, that they really do not adore, that they culturally have been trained to not fuck with.
Come on.
Okay. The Puerto Ricans that fucked with us early were the rebels. Okay. They were the rebels against their family. They're the ones that when they went home, they're like, why are you fucking with those Morenos and those Cocolos with that fucking Moreno music? And oh, tomorrow I'm gonna be on Crazy Hour. I got another receipt tomorrow for Crazy Legs ass, where Crazy Legs out his mouth says that, yeah, it's the Moreno style, it's the black style. Like, oh, I can't wait to post this shit up. This motherfucker be getting on my fucking nerves. I'm tired of this motherfucker. Anyway, yeah. So, you know what I mean? They threw stones, I'm throwing them back, and only a hit dog holler.
Yeah, but you did say some Puerto Ricans, because you had them on your platform and you've been posting clips. Some Puerto Ricans are coming forward saying, yeah, it was the brothers. We came later.
And thank you for telling the truth. And I don't like the way some Puerto Ricans are trying to frame this as if somehow I'm against the Puerto Rican community, which is so far from the truth.
Oh yeah, no,
like all my real Puerto Rican dudes know, the ones that fuck with me, that I fuck with them for years, like they know, like, nah, come on there, I know Jane, like,
no, yeah,
like,
they know.
And they might not even be happy with what I'm saying, but they know that I'm not how they're trying to paint me, like,
right.
And this is fucking ridiculous. But it's also like, y'all just need to relax, man, and you know what I mean?
Right.
Stop
Absolutely.
being in your feelings so much.
Right. Facts over feelings.
Facts over feelings.
Yeah. Facts over feelings. And what about this Jamaican toast? They're saying that Jamaican toasting influence. They said Jamaican toasting. I was like, what the hell is Jamaican toasting? I don't even know what Jamaican toasting is. I was like, Jamaican toasting?
Just talking shit over the mic. Like, but this is
okay,
shit that they got, again, once they got the transistor radio, they were able to hear American stations. Okay, certain American stations that were in the South, and there were certain radio DJs that would have a certain style. American radio DJs, Black American radio DJs, that when they're playing R&B, you know what I mean? They be like, it's the man that's hot. They got to try. You got the soul and it'll make you whole. You know what I mean? And we're going to drop this next one right on the one. And so now they would copy what we're fucking doing, but now they're doing it with a Jamaican accent. So they're like, we're going to drop this one on the one. And we're coming with the sound and all the people with them. And we about drop this rhythm. And now for some reason, and then somebody threw that out there. Oh no, yeah, that comes from Jamaican toasting. And like, at some point, I don't know how these things slip through. Like, I've heard this shit before, and you kind of think about it and you just like acting like it's not important, I guess. Like, you don't really feel at the time, well, it don't make sense, but you're like, that's not important. You just kind of leave it alone until we fast forward. Now we're here and we see that, oh, that's why they slipped that in back then.
Right.
That's why they fucking slipped that in, so that fast forward they could say, yeah, we told you it came from toasting and the fucking big speakers and all of that. Like, we had sound systems already here in America. We were rhyming. We were doing what you would call toasting. We was already doing that.
Already doing it.
Like, there was slick little street rhymes that people would do. Like, just stop the bullshit. Right. Nobody wanted to dress like anybody that was from outside of America. Like, you got to understand, fashion wise, Jamaicans and Puerto Ricans did not have the flavor until they got around us. Let's fucking keep it real.
Yeah, let's keep it a buck.
I'm going to even go as far as to say, why do you think Puerto Ricans and now Dominicans are at the top of the Spanish food chain? Okay? Because they grew up around Black people. The ones in New York, when
Ooh.
they go around, they have such extra swag that it's not even fucking funny. Because if you like the Spanish dude, you really fuck with a Spanish dude that's from New York. Like, you know what I mean? Like, oh my God.
Wow. And one thing you said a while ago, you said it when you was on this platform. You said if other cultures influence hip hop, you would see their culture within the culture of hip hop. I said, oh my gosh. When you said it, you were 1,000% correct. You don't see Jamaican culture in hip hop culture.
We don't
You know,
use Jamaican words. We don't use Spanish words in hip hop.
no.
When you come to hip hop, you got to act like us. You got to say the words that we created: fresh, chilling, deaf, dope. You know what I mean? Live. You know what I mean? Like whatever we say, that's what you got to come in and say. That's why everybody, yo, my nigga, my nigga, my nigga, because that's what we saying. So everybody's yo, my nigga, my nigga. Like now Mexicans are saying my nigga. Like, you know what I mean? Like, and they're getting flavor now because they're fucking with hip hop and shit too. But again, look at their sense of self entitlement when Kendrick just had the thing on Juneteenth where he brought together a lot of gangbang rappers, and now the Mexican dudes is mad that they wasn't invited.
I saw that. I was like, what is this? Yes, they said they felt left out. I think you posted a clip. One of y'all posted a clip because
I didn't post it, but I saw that.
You saw it. Yeah, they was, oh yeah, we got left out, and they were feeling slighted because they didn't get invited. Do you think, Lord Jamal, that an era that we have made as Black Americans, Black people in America, do you think an era that we made is that we started because we're not xenophobic? A lot of cultures are xenophobic. We're not.
We're the opposite of that. We
bring people in,
mothers and fathers of civilization, that we just give culture away.
Yeah.
We just give it away. Like, here you go. Like, we feel sorry for motherfuckers. Oh, you want to get down with? Come on, come here.
Absolutely.
Come here, little baby. Like, come get some of this fucking whatever it is we got. You want some jazz? I got some jazz for you. You want some hip hop? Give you some hip hop.
Right. Absolutely. But do you think that's do you think that's, I don't want to call it a flaw, but do you think that's a weakness of ours?
I mean, it's proven to be. It's proven to bite us in the ass time and time again.
Every time.
But now if we was to come here with a next culture and then be like, nah, y'all can't fuck with it. We garden this shit from the beginning. Y'all gonna be screaming racist from the outset of that fucking culture, and you're gonna act like it can't proliferate in that way. Like to be honest, if we're gonna keep it 1,000, Puerto Ricans made it easier for white people to come into hip hop. Because I knew a lot of white people that used to pretend that they was Puerto Rican back then in order to be accepted.
Wow.
Okay. And they used their face when it came to movies and shit like that because they knew that white people would fuck with them more. That's why in a movie like Breaking, the lead fucking guy, fucking Ozone, was fucking whack.
Yeah,
Ozone was whack. He wasn't better than Turbo.
No, he wasn't
like Turbo was the dude.
Yeah,
but why is this guy the fucking lead? I'll tell you why. Because he was more palatable to the fucking white bitches, and the white bitch that was the fucking lead of the shit. So they're thinking like, yo, we could use this guy. He dressed corny. He didn't dress hip hop in that movie.
Yeah, I remember.
But at the same time, that was at a point where we'll take anything. We were just so happy to see any kind of hip hop on the screen. We accepted it. You know what I mean? But upon, hindsight is 2020, and that's why they used fucking him. He wasn't even the better dancer.
No, absolutely. Let me ask you this, because this is what I believe, that microphone check is going to be a game changer. What's your thoughts on that documentary? Like, because I feel like it's setting the record straight, and it's an authentic story about hip hop, the origins of hip hop, and it's out there, and people are learning this. They're seeing it. What are your thoughts on how you think it's going to impact the industry impact, the psyche of hip hop heads. What are your thoughts? Do you think it's going to be a game changer?
I think it's already a game changer. I see one of your people said, Hotspot Casino said, nah, Lord, I gotta disagree. Disagree with what?
Right.
Disagree with what, Hotspot? Yeah, I'm ready for some smoke right now.
You say you want this? You say you ready, Lord?
What?
He said, "I'm ready." You want me to drop the link in the chat?
I just happened to see that. Just happened to catch my eye. Okay. I'm like, what have I said that's disagreeable?
Right.
What has been said that you could possibly disagree with? What have I said tonight?
Right.
Let's hear it. Hotspot.
Let's hear it, Hotspot. I'm gonna put your comment on the screen.
Yeah, we're gonna put your comment on the screen, Hotspot. Get your fingers running. Fucking all nervous and shit right now. I didn't know he was gonna say.
I know he was gonna call me out. I didn't think Lord saw it. I didn't think he saw it.
Lord could read. No, I can read.
Absolutely, but
you said it's how to read.
But you said it's already a game changer. I said, is it going to be? You said it already is.
Already a game changer. Look what's going on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
look
I heard
at all the butt hurtness that's going on.
Yes. I've been hearing Fat Joe blocking folks. They say he blocking people left and right. So they say he's blocking folks. I'm not sure. I'm gonna be honest with you. I was a huge Busta Rhymes fan. I was totally, and I love him. I'm talking about, I love Busta Rhymes since Leaders of a New School, when he went solo, his first album, his second album, When Disaster Strikes. Like, I love Busta. I love Busta. But when he started talking about, hip hop and it being, a Jamaican, Jamaicans help.
Well, he says Shabba-Do is an innovator and originator. I'm not backing down. LOL.
Oh, let me go back. Let me look.
He's just fucking around. He's playing.
Oh, he playing. Okay, he's playing.
That's what he was shy when he said, I don't agree with you.
Oh, he was being smart. He was
what
being...
I was saying about Shabba-Do and all that. Okay, Hotspot. You's a funny guy.
So he was playing because you was like, I want all the smoke.
Yeah, I'm like,
I want all the smoke. You like, what's going on?
Disagreeable. I'm ready. You know what I mean? What you talking about?
Right. I want all the smoke. What's good?
He said, fuck that. Shabba-Do is that nigga. Even listen to his name. Shabba-Do. Like, come on. Man. That was not a cool name back then.
Busta Rhymes. We were talking about
let me just say something. You just brought up Busta Rhymes, and I just want to say, you know why I fuck with Busta? Yeah, I don't agree with the shit that he said, right?
Right.
But you know why I fuck with Busta? Because there's a lot of these crab ass motherfuckers out here that have my phone number. They got my number. If you disagree with my shit, you could call me and say so like a fucking man.
Come on, that part.
But you want to get on the internet.
Oh, I can't stand it.
And hop on my page and act like you're gonna fucking scold me or some fucking shit. And then you end up coming on there and getting your ass chewed out by my whole fucking community that loves and adores me.
Absolutely.
But anyway, the reason I respect Busta is because fucking Busta called me on the phone last night at like 2:30 in the morning.
Love it.
And we was building on the shit. You understand? And you know what I mean? Whether he was missing the point at first or not, motherfucker, he called me like a fucking man and didn't go to the internet and be like, no, Pete Rock, motherfucker, you got my fucking phone number. You coming on my page, Jamar, and you're doing it more than once. Like, come on, man. Knock that shit off. Call me on the fucking phone like a man, bro.
Right.
Cut this fucking shit out, man.
Right. And that's so corny. That's so corny. I'm like, we're not even from that. Yeah, it's corny. You want to get under
Corny.
the post? You got my telephone number.
And he
Yeah.
gonna get on my shit and talk about this is all corny. Talking about because now niggas is losing because I'm showing receipts. Now the receipts is corny, right? When y'all was lying about who fucking created hip hop, that wasn't corny. That was cool.
That was cool.
Now that we clearing up the fucking story, it's corny and divisive. Get the fuck out of here.
No, that's real.
Shout out to Busta Rhymes for fucking being a man and hitting me up. Love you, bro.
Let me ask you this though, Lord.
Regardless, if I don't agree with what you're saying there.
Yeah, but that's what I was getting ready to say, and you don't have to disclose the conversation. That's between the two of you. Did he hear your side? That's all I want to know. Did he? Okay, so he felt like he had to. Okay. So he actually did say, hey, you had some points. You were accurate.
You want me to come to the studio tonight?
That's what's up.
You see what I'm saying? Like. Because above that, you know what I mean? We make music, we've done business, and you know what I mean?
Right.
Fuck all that. Like, you know what I mean?
Right. Someone asked, and I think it was brother Knowledge Born. I want to read his comment to you. He put it in the chat. He asked a question.
Is that the God Knowledge Born that I know?
Yeah, yep, Knowledge Born, yep, Knowledge Born. He said, does the hip hop industry owe Black people reparations? He said, book and documentary coming soon. Honors to Dr.Maat and Lord Jamar for their contributions to Black culture. So what's your thoughts about that?
I don't know, man. Does the hip hop industry owe Black people reparations? Who? What Black people? The ones that created it? All Black people who you see how that all gets sticky and shit like that. Like
right.
See, I'm all about you got to take yours, man. You got to take your shit back. Like if motherfuckers owe you something, then go. We need to go take our shit back, man. All this reparations, asking these motherfuckers to give you some shit that's yours. You know what I mean?
So you said
if you really feel that it's yours, we need to take it.
So what would it take to gain control over the industry? Because right now, we, like you said, we make the music. We make the music. That's nothing.
Yeah,
we make the music, but we don't distribute it, right? Like it's distributed on all these different platforms. So what we would have to get more Black folks.
If we collectively decided like we're not going to sign with big radio, with labels and shit like that, with these, exploitive labels, and only sign with our own people, you know what I mean? Like that could be something, but that sounds very idealistic. You know what I mean? Like, because motherfuckers is not going to do that. You're always going to find that one motherfucker that's going to go and take the bread and be like, fuck that. I got to feed my family.
Yep.
I got to feed my family. Man, so I got to do what I got to do.
Right.
And it's unfortunate. That's how, and that weakens the, you know what I mean? The solidarity. You need a certain solidarity in order to do certain things. But we could start with all the conscious people. That's dope. You know what I mean?
Right.
We can come together, make our own fucking label and start putting shit out. We could do shit like that.
No, absolutely.
Have little microcosms and focus on the underserved music community, because there's a lot of conscious people out there that would love to hear some conscious hip hop, but who's really giving it to them at a high level. You know what I mean?
Right. Somali against Pan-Africanism. He said, Busta said Americans have no culture. I don't know whether that's true. I haven't heard him. I don't know whether that's true or false. Lord Jamar, what's your thoughts on that comment?
I mean, Americans definitely have a culture. Now is it, what kind of culture is it? Is it is it a godly culture?
Right.
This culture, we have a capitalistic culture. We have but we do have a culture that I'm gonna tell you, white and Black alike, motherfuckers around the world copy. Okay.
Facts.
And if I keep it 1,000, right? The only outside motherfuckers that did influence young black teens to a degree is white people. You see?
Mm.
Only because we grow up here in this fucking white America. You understand what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So, you know, to this day, you still have black women that, have the silhouette of a white woman when they put the weave on and all of that type of shit. And yeah, like certain music that but here's what we do though in America. We take shit and then we just make it better. Like
Always.
we make it better always. We'll take a dry ass fucking song that some white people made and fucking jazz that shit up. And you know what I mean?
Right, right.
And now it's a whole next thing because we put the soul into the shit. Like, you know what I mean?
Yes, we do.
And that's part of our gift is inserting the soul. You know what I mean? Inserting the funk. And ain't nobody else got that around the planet Earth.
Right, facts.
Like Africa ain't got it. Fela Kuta, he was like the James Brown of Africa. He was imitating what James Brown was doing.
Mm.
You understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Like if these communities are so great, then why are they not coming out with music that's as powerful as hip hop? Why did hip hop not spring up in Puerto Rico or Jamaica or anywhere else?
Anywhere else
besides America? Let's not buy this. Oh, this is America, the greatest melting pot. This is not a fucking melting pot. America is get down or lay down, motherfuckers. That's what America is about. You get with this American shit or we're not fucking with you. And that's how America rolls, and that's how black Americans roll from being in America. That's why we don't fucking try to learn other languages and shit like that. You better learn English when you come to this motherfucker. That's our attitude. And motherfuckers look down at us when we go outside of America, when you go around the world. You talk to people, they know like 5 languages and shit. You the only one that all you know is English. And they know you're American that way. See, they got some other overseas people. They speak English, they speak French, they speak Spanish,
right,
they speak German.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, we only speak English. Why? Because America is a get down or lay down type of place. So you think we're gonna fucking have outside influences influencing our shit? Really? Like, no. This is not a melting pot. We don't have a bunch of influences like that.
Right.
You know what I mean? Yes, over time we started going to Jamaican restaurants and yeah, we like jerk chicken and shit like that. You know what I mean? But niggas like chicken in all kind of seasonings, like, you know what I mean? And you'll see fried chicken in Jamaican spots too. You see what I'm saying?
So let me 2 people that got a question for you. They said like the verses. Some people are saying verses. They said that who were the folks that wrote that came up with verses? They teamed up with Elon Musk.
Yeah,
And so,
Swiss Beats and Timberland.
Yes, Swiss Beats and Timberland. That they teamed up. They teamed up with Elon Musk, and they said that Elon Musk shares have shared and promoted anti-black racist views. And so, what are your thoughts about this partnership that they formed with Elon Musk?
I'm not gonna lie, I didn't really think about it too much. People's gonna get their money, man. People's gonna get their bread, and not everyone has the same morals or the same outlook on life.
Yeah,
and you can't always expect other people to do what you would do, because they may not have the knowledge that you have. I don't know what knowledge necessarily where they're at knowledge wise. You see, I know they got a lot of money, but I don't know where they're at knowledge wise. So,
Right.
If you have a certain knowledge and then you still do some shit with somebody like that, I don't know.
But like you said, they may not even have a clue.
They
You
may not.
know.
I don't
Yeah.
know. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? But it sounds like, you know, who's going to be exploited? Do you
Mm.
think they're going to exploit Elon Musk, or is Elon Musk going to exploit them?
Well, you know what I you know what I think it's gonna be
I'm
him.
just wondering.
Yeah, yeah,
You
yeah,
know,
yeah, yeah. No, absolutely. And someone asks, "What? How do you feel about other cultures using the N word?"
you know. I thought that I mean, damn, because it feels like there's an exception to every rule sometimes. You know what I
Mm,
mean? And I thought I've said this before, but having these conversations right now, it's like, I don't know. It's kind of like what Kendra said. It's cringeworthy when you hear certain people say "nigga,"
yeah.
even when they have a background that feels niggerish. You know what I mean? Like, because you got certain dudes that they not black, but they grew up around black people their whole life, and you know
Mm-mm-mm.
they've been through the black experience almost. You know what I mean?
Right. Right.
Um, and these are the ones that be testing those waters, those nigger waters, and it's like,
Somebody said "I.e." She said "I.e." Fat Joe. So she said "I.e." Fat Joe. So she asked the question. Then she said "I.e." Fat Joe. How you feel about him? People like him using the N word.
again, Fat Joe is the type that grew up around black people. Like, notice that his first crew was all black people
Mm,
digging in the crates. It's fucking Diamond D, OC, Buck Wild, fucking Lord Finesse,
I remember Lil Finesse.
Showbiz,
Yeah, Lil Finesse.
like all of these black dudes. And it wasn't until he got with Pun, which leads me to believe like Pun was the one that was like, yo, bro, I'm telling you, we could take over this fucking Puerto Rican shit. Like, we need to go down this Puerto Rican, you know what I mean? Um,
Absolutely.
I think that's the time when he started really doing the Puerto Rican shit. But I think, his upbringing as far as growing up around black people and being accepted by black people, he's been saying it for so long, and people is, especially where he come from, that's where it starts too. You know what I mean? It all starts from where you come from. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
And the people you be around, like, and so dudes accepted him. You see, and that's part of the thing too. Like, we accept that it's going back to that.
Yep. Going back to that. That's why I
Like,
said is that one of our flaws.
we accept people, right? To the point where they could be like, yo, my nigga. But if you think about it, would they accept you to the point where you could be like, yo, my spick?
Come on. That part. That part.
I'm just wondering.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because we don't even talk like that. We don't even say spick as black people. We don't
No.
even say that.
No, we don't. We don't. We don't. We don't.
And it's definitely not said as a term of endearment.
Right.
Hmm.
Mm-mm.
Things that make you go, you're really
Yeah, no, it
thinking about
does.
this shit right now. Like, you know what I mean? And it's like, hang
Mhm.
on. Like, just kind of thought about that. Like, I'm,
Yeah, like, would he
having
accept us?
revelations and shit right now.
Yeah, like you said, would he accept us saying, "Yo, my spick"? What would that be like? You get you know what I'm saying? Like, so it's
Right.
like
Now, I could actually see them trying to isolate this portion conversation and be like, Lord Jamar was calling them spin, calling them
No,
spin.
no, no. Yeah, no, no, no. That's not what you know. You was just giving an
I'm just
example.
saying this is how people
Right.
like to frame shit
Yeah,
in the
absolutely.
age that we live in. They'll just take a small little sound bite
Soundbite. Yeah.
and fucking all I know is I heard that word come out your mouth. You're racist.
Right. No, absolutely. And someone in the chat also said they were like, man, and I said this to you on the phone. They said, Lord Jamal has always been a truth teller. And you have. And so I'm pretty sure that you probably lost.
Somebody said, "What's up, my wet back?"
You know what? Dr. Craig Samuels. Shout out to Dr. Craig Samuels. What's up, Dr. Craig?
Oh, that's
But like,
funny though. You
yeah,
see,
that's real though. Like, how does that sound? You know what I mean? Like,
right?
how does that sound?
Because if we really accept each other, then we should be able to talk like that, right?
Right.
Because you say my nigga all the time.
Right. Right.
Why I can't say some shit back to you?
Yeah.
Oh, because it feels disrespectful.
Mm.
Well, come on. We gotta then. So then either I can say it or you gotta stop saying it.
Come
Which
on.
one? Which one is it?
Which one is it?
Yeah, which one is it?
Yeah. Yeah. But I was talking about you being a truth teller and how you've been a truth teller for a long, long time. I mean, you have. I remember seeing so many viral videos of you talking about when everyone Eminem is the greatest, and you got online. And he was like, "No, he not." You started rapping like I'm like my pants and my pants and my ants and my pants, and you was like, "That ain't." I mean, you just been saying some stuff, Lord Jamal, but it's true. The stuff that you're saying is truth, and so no one can get around it. My last and final question to you is what has gone on with you taking that position as a truth teller? Like, what has gone on with Lord Jamal, given that your position has always been to tell the truth? And I want to close on that note.
Um, shit has been great.
Mm.
Shit has been great, and I feel sorry for the people that are scared to tell the truth because they think that it's gonna stop them from like gaining shit,
Right.
gaining material things and all this type of bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but I feel like more has come to me since I been vocal about just life. You know what I mean? And just uh saying things that people are scared to say. Because you
Mm-hmm.
best
Mm-hmm.
believe motherfuckers were scared to say anything against KRS because
Oh,
he
yes.
is set himself up as the authority.
Authority. Yes.
Like, you know what I mean?
The
Like,
teacher, the master
what?
teacher.
Yeah, people in the comments, I'll listen to the teacher any day before I listen to Lord Jamar. All right, you go ahead. He wrong. um, but yeah, this is it's the type of shit we dealing with. Like, um, yeah, I'm just ready to go against the grain in that way. Like, say shit that certain people are scared to say,
Yeah.
as long as it's truthful. See, some
Yeah.
people believe that I I be trying to go viral or I say shit just to try to get a rise out of people. That's not what it is. I'm
No,
saying it because it's the truth.
I
I
should.
don't say shit because I think, yo, this is gonna get mad views and all
No.
this. Like, but y'all lame motherfuckers, y'all be doing that type of shit. So you think everybody does that.
Right.
Okay. So
Right.
that's why you would think that I would do that because you would do it. But I don't do that type of shit.
Right.
I just happen to say shit, and you know what I mean? It resonates with certain people, and then the next thing you know, it's every fucking
It's
where.
everywhere. It's
Mhm.
everywhere. Well, let me drop a bomb for you, Lord Jamal. You was spitting that fire.
That's a
Spitting
little,
that fire, God.
that's a little Jamaican sound bite.
But it was fire. I mean, this is
Yeah,
my
yeah, it
style. I
was
didn't took
fire.
it. But you did. And we love you, Lord Jamal. We support you. You see the folks, you see the Maadian family, they in the building right now. And people in the chat, they love you. They say you were on 10 tonight. They put fire symbols. They love you. They love you. And over here, the Maadian family, we love you. We support you, and we appreciate you. We got your back 1,000%. So you go on and keep on telling the truth, and know
Oh wait,
that we
hang on.
love you.
Shout out to Pete Rock. I just wanted to say, like, you can't be the soul man and you keep talking all of this because that's a James Brown, like an American. You need like a Jamaican name. So I think we should now start call Pete Rock Petey Rankin.
What?
Petey Ranks. Yes. That's his new name.
What? So you gotta fill me in on that. I didn't even know what Pete. So Pete Rock is involved in this stuff too.
Oh yeah.
I didn't know that.
I said earlier that he's one of the people that could have called me on.
Oh,
the
he
phone.
was one of Pete.
He jumped on my page with all this nonsense.
I got you.
So now you got to be Pete Ranks. Petey Ranks.
Pete Rank. It ain't Rock no more.
Yeah, no more Pete Rock, because that's a hip hop name. That's like a Black American type of name. You so proud. You keep your word, rock that Jamaican name. See how that works for you.
Go and say that Jamaican name. And shout out to all my Jamaican brothers and sisters. We love you too, but we gonna tell the truth.
Pete Rock,
telling the truth.
Jerk Chicken Jim.
We gonna tell the truth. We gonna tell the truth, family.
Oh,
shout out to the fam. Shout out to the fam. So, Lord Jamal, where can the people find you? Could you tell them about your podcast, the Yada Mean Godcast?
Yeah, y'all know what time it is. Catch me on the Godcast. You know what I mean? Godcast, YouTube. Catch me on IG at Lord Jamar. Yeah, that's what it is.
Appreciate you. Well, appreciate your time, God. Again, thank you so much for taking time out of your schedule. Your DM's gonna probably be on fire some more because I'm gonna chop this up and post clips on my IG. It's gonna be everywhere. It's gonna be everywhere. This interview within the next couple of days. But I do appreciate your time. You could have been anywhere else, but you were right here with us for an hour. And so, do you have any closing words for the listening audience?
Hey, just appreciate y'all. You know what I mean? Don't be scared to tell the truth. And yeah, love y'all. Peace.
We love you too, God. Peace and love.
No doubt.
Peace. All right, family. You just heard from the hip hop living legend, Lord Jamal, family. Throw the fire signs in the chat. That was fire. Tell me that wasn't fire. Throw the fire signs in the chat, man. Throw them in the chat, man. The fire signs, the peace signs, the hand clap signs, because he brought it. He really, really brought it. And I do appreciate him. And I appreciate you, because guess what? You could have been anywhere this evening. You could have been anywhere. And guess what? You are right here on these YouTube streets with your sister, Dr. Maat. Before you get out of here, family, I want to implore you to make sure that when we put out a call for the next UACI camp, because this is the summer camp, Bob and I have been talking about offering this camp in the winter and also in the spring. Make sure, family, make sure that you get your child enrolled in this STEM camp. All right. We had 30 slots this summer. They're gone. They're gone. And why? Shout out to the CAP Center from Morgan State University. Dr. Kevin Cornegay gave us a generous donation of $25,000, making the camp free for our children all across America, from New York to California. We have folks. We got like 11 people in Cali alone in this camp. This is a virtual STEM camp where we send you out a Google Chromebook. We send you out a STEM kit. We make sure you have Wi-Fi. You're online from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m., 4 hours, 2 hours. You're learning about Blacks in STEM. The other 2 hours, you're doing cybersecurity, AI, and machine learning. You're learning those concepts. Come on, family. So make sure that the next time we put out a call that you get your children enrolled in the UACI camp. Family, it's not too late to get your son enrolled in the ASAFO training camp, which is an all-boy camp that focuses on manhood development and young boys between the ages of 12 and 14. So family, make sure that you get your son enrolled. We only have, I think 10 slots left for the ASAFO training camp. That's it. The camp starts on July the 28th and is over on August the 3rd. We only taking about 9 or 10 more boys, and we welcome boys across the U.S. We just make sure that as long as a parent is willing to come and stay with your son, the duration of the camp, you can bring your child, okay? Also, family, we're launching the Agoji camp, which is an all-girl camp, family. Come on, man. You talk about solutions. Here are the solutions. An all-girl camp that focuses on womanhood development in young girls between 12 and 14. This is going to be the first cohort this summer. Go to agojicamp.com. Get your daughter enrolled, okay? And these slots are filling up. We're only taking 20 girls, okay? 20. The camp is free. We're taking 20 girls, okay? For the Asafo training camp, again, we're taking 20 boys, okay? And these slots are filling up fast. But this, man, I swear, I wish I had something like this when I was coming up, man. You know, a cultural camp that focuses on life skills, character development, critical thinking, and self-defense for Black girls. Oh my gosh. Get your daughter enrolled ASAP. And last but not least, family, head on over to MELTREK365.com. Head on over to MELTREK365.com to get your Black history films, animated films, and Black history books for your children. All right. Right now, they're banning books. They're banning books that teach Black history. They're banning them. And family, we want to make sure, you know, that this history, that our children know our history. So family, make sure you head on over to MELTREK365.com. Get these 3 films, MELTREK episode 1, 2, and 3. We just dropped 3 in May. Head on over, grab the films. You can get the digital downloads right here, or you can get the DVDs. And yes, people are still buying the DVDs. All right, family. So look, let me put this daggone trailer. My auntie told me, you know, when you got to play the trailer, when you're talking about MELTREK, you got to play the trailer. So I'm going to play the trailer and I'm going to get on out of here, family. I love you so much. Thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate your time. Hold on. Here we go. I appreciate your time. You could have been anywhere, but you were right here. You were right here with me, right here with us. So I'm going to close with this, and should have had this together, but here we go, family. Please let me know in the chat if you can hear.
There are many films about slavery told through foreign lenses. Now witness the full story from an African perspective. How did slavery in Africa begin? Who were the major players? Who resisted? Learn the answers and much more in MELTREK, Exploring the Ma'afa, Part 1, The Arrival of the Portuguese.
Family, I'm not playing. Make sure that you get your MELTREK. Make sure that you get your MELTREK, family. Love you guys so much. Peace and Black excellence.
Let's combat and fight back with MELTREK. The war of the minds, they want control of the masses. And Common Core, they dumb us down in the classes. Without knowledge, we can't gain access. Build with the elders, take notes and write classes. We keep whining on the block, how it's gonna stop? Let's start supporting our own, make their supply drop. We buy stocks, then we buy blocks. Cause we know the truth and we tuned in to Dr. Maat.